Welcome back to another version of the Catapult Effect podcast. I am your host, Katie Wrigley. I wanted to change things up a little bit in 2025 and get super consistent with different content and topics I'm talking about. As I was looking at the expansiveness of the work that I do, I realized that there's so much to it, and I haven't done the best job of giving it to you in the most cohesive format. So that is what I'm working on this year. So every month, we're going to have one guest episode, and then the other episodes are going to be solo, and it's going to be around one topic. Michelle Molitor joined me last week, and she kicked off the year with an amazing episode around the fight or flight response in the nervous system and this incredible program she has. I think today is the last day you can sign up. So if you hear this episode, go check out Michelle's site and the last episode and go sign up for her program to rapidly rewire your nervous system. This month, we're going to be continuing along that line of learning how to de-stress or what we call in cognitive movement, down-regulating the nervous system. And today we're going to be focused on different body hacks that are available to you to help get your system into a more resourceful state when you're feeling those stress levels rise. So stay tuned. That is coming right up.
Welcome to the Catapult Effect, a podcast where professionals like you turn challenges into opportunities for extraordinary growth. If you're tired of struggling, feeling lost, and ready to catapult yourself into the best version of you, then you're in the right place. Here's your host, Katie Wrigley.
Appreciate you stopping in and checking out my show, especially because I create it so that you have actionable items you can take into your life to improve not only your quality of life, but when you share it with your friends and family, you're going to help raise their quality of life too. So I wanted to talk to you about different body hacks. And there's one piece in here that's really important. If you notice that you're having resistance to the idea that there's various things that you can do that are going to help knock down your anxiety level, or it is actually going to help get your body into a less stressed, more resourceful state, really pay attention to that resistance. When you have had a long-term stress pattern, it can actually feel unsafe to the nervous system to let go. This is something that I have witnessed directly, both in people I've worked with and with myself. So you really want to watch and see, do I have resistance to this? Do I just want to be in a place where I'm aware there's things that I can do for my anxiety, but I'm not actually doing them? I want to actually reframe that and say the anxiety, not mine. The anxiety is not yours. It is something happening in your body. So the first body hack I want to go into is the breath. There are multiple different ways we can do this, and we'll play with a couple. I'm going to give you 3 different methods, and we're going to actually just walk through one of those methods together. There's way more than 3 methods out there, just to be clear, but I don't want to overload you. So, all right, the first method, which tends to be the one that we hear the most, is the box breathing. So that's inhaling for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, holding for 4. This is something that a lot of Navy SEALs do to help themselves get centered. That's actually the first place I had ever heard about box breathing was, I don't remember if it was David Goggins. I think it was someone else that I was reading their book, and the box breathing came up in there, and it is very resourceful. Another one that I've heard, and this one is very much recommended for those who have a high level of anxiety. And one of the things that I want to pause and explain about the breath. So when we inhale, we're actually activating our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight. When we exhale, we are activating our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest. This is why when you get startled, you do a and you take in a quick breath. You're activating your fight or flight because you're startled. Your body wants to go into action. When we do this, when we want to be in a more relaxed state, that's not going to be the most resourceful breath. Your breathing goes shallow when you are in a life or death situation. The exhale clues the brain and clues the body that you are not in a life or death situation. Having the exhale be just a little bit longer than the inhale can really help. And so this first method I'm going to share, the exhale is actually twice as long as the inhale. So this is 4-7-8 breathing. So first we have box breathing, 4-4-4-4, inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. 4, 7, 8 is inhale 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. By the time you get to that end of that exhale the first time, you're really going to be ready for an inhale again. After the first couple of breaths, that'll actually get a lot easier. And you'll notice it's about a 15, 4, 7, 8. No, that's about a 19-second breath. So you're taking about 3 of those in a minute. The slower you breathe, the more you are cluing into your body that you are okay. The breath that I want to do with you, and this one is my favorite, is I call it the 15-second breath. And this is something I learned from the Heroic app. So we inhale for 6, we hold for 2, and then we exhale for 7. And we're going to do this 4 times together. I'm going to count, and I want you to do this with me and really notice and observe in your body what changes just in this 1 minute. So every time I've done this, I feel a little bit calmer and more centered, and you may be able to actually hear it in my voice. So, all right, we're going to just go ahead and take just a couple of breaths together, just to all get in the same cycle. Just take an inhale in through the nose, exhale through the nose. You want to breathe in and out through the nose as much as possible. I know this is flu and cold season. That may be more difficult, but if you can breathe in and out of your nose, please do so. It's going to be a much more effective breath, and it's going to distribute more oxygen to your cells this way. All right, so let's do this together. Inhale for 6, and let's go. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Return to normal breathing. Notice what's changed in the body. Do you feel more centered or grounded or relaxed? What is happening now versus a couple minutes ago? So the breath is the first tool that you have access to. The other one that you can utilize, and I'm going to give you 3 overall, 3 body parts. So the first is the breath, using your lungs in and out through the nose. The second one is just by allowing your eyes to go in the upward position, you're actually going to break apart a lot of the power of that connection. This is not going to get rid of it completely, but it should lighten it. So just allowing your head, your eyes to go up, like you're looking at the ceiling, keeping your head neutral, and just breathe into it again. We're going to utilize the breath. I always utilize the breath anytime we're trying to de-stress. Having the eyes in the up position. Whenever our eyes are up, we start to detach from the physical sensation in the body, including any emotions that we're feeling. Those of you who wear mascara out there, you may notice that your eyes want to go up when you're trying not to cry and make your mascara run. Your eyes are going to go up when you do that. And just notice how that feels. And then the third hack that I want to give you today involves the ears. So there's a few different ways we can do this. And for those of you who are listening, I'm going to do my best to explain this to you. And honestly, I forget what the actual parts of the ear are called. But we've got this lovely earlobe. We have this outer edge of the ear. This is something that we can play with. And then we also have this little piece that goes over where the actual ear canal is. So those are the 2 pieces of the ear that we're going to be working with the most. So one of the things that you can do if you start to realize that you're really getting wound up and upset is you can just take your thumb and your forefinger, and that little piece that covers the ear canal, just gently give it a little bit of a massage. Just nice and gentle. You can even do this while you're driving, as long as you're still watching the road and you got a hand on the wheel. You can just give yourself a little bit of gentle pressure in that ear. Take a nice deep breath. Again, going back to the breath again. and feeling that. And if you aren't driving, you can actually combine. You can take deep breaths, massage that little part of the ear, and let your eyes go up and notice what you're feeling then. The other thing that you can do is you can actually massage around the outer earlobe. So this is going to help really relax the body. A lot of times in acupuncture, they're putting different needles in the ears. They correspond with different parts in the physical body. Can you work your way down around the outside of the ear? And if you give the earlobe a little gentle massage and pull down gently on it, then you can actually start to calm down the body a little bit again as well. And you'll notice sometimes we actually see some kids who have autism, they will actually go to their ears and start pulling on them when they're feeling agitated. This is an instinctive reaction from them that they are realizing that if they do that, they're actually going to calm down a little bit. And just giving yourself a nice little ear massage there. All right, so to recap, we went over 3 different body hacks that we can start to do, and we're going to be building on this. It's really hard for me to leave so much of this on the table in an episode, but I did commit to having shorter episodes for you guys. I hadn't done the best job of that yet, so I'm really stepping into that this year. All right, so we've got the breath. That is the first thing, and you're always going to go to the breath first because the breath is telling the brain and the body you are okay. When you are literally in a fight or flight situation where your life is on the line, you are not going to be able to take a deep breath. The breathing goes super shallow for a reason when we are legitimately needing a fight or flight, get out of dodge situation. Our nervous system oftentimes thinks that we are in an emergency when we're not. This can happen when our boss is yelling at us, or when we're getting on stage, or when we have to have an uncomfortable conversation with someone. That adrenaline response, that stress response kicks up the same way. But in those situations, your life is not actually at risk. And this is where you have the opportunity to pull in some of these techniques. So the 3 breaths we went over, the box breathing, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. When you're trying to calm the body, having the exhale, which activates the rest or digest nervous system, when the exhale is a little bit longer than the inhale, you're going to have a more calming effect in the body. One of the best breathing techniques to lower anxiety, the 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. And then my favorite that also has a very calming effect is the 15-second breath. You are inhaling for 6, holding for 2, and exhaling for 7. The next technique that you have, you can let your eyes go into the upward position. You can do this while taking breaths. You can even put your hand on your body where you're feeling that anxiety, acknowledging that anxiety. You can do a little acknowledgement. It's going to help a lot to just cut it down a little bit more. But let the eyes be in the up position. Choose your favorite breath and allow yourself to be there and notice what happens to the body. And then the third is utilizing the ears. So you can give the outer ear a little bit of massage. You can also give a massage to the little piece that covers the ear canal, just working it between your thumb and forefinger. And then also pulling down on the earlobes is going to help get the body into a more relaxed, more resourceful state. Thank you so much for joining me today. I trust that this is helpful, and I encourage you to utilize one of these techniques immediately. Start bringing it into your life today. I will be back again with another episode next week. We're going to talk about the importance of actually feeling the sensation in the physical body. I know I'm feeling resistance even mentioning that to you guys. I still feel that resistance, but it is really important. So we're going to have a conversation about the importance of acknowledging the feelings in the body and what surprising thing actually happens when we can allow ourselves to do that. It's coming up next week. And until then, please be well. And thank you again so much for joining me today.
Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with a friend and leave a 5-star review, which helps grow the podcast and reach others just like you. While you're at it, connect with Katie on social media. You can find her on LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram as at Coach KT Dubs. That's CoachKTDubs. This has been the Catapult Effect with Katie Wrigley. Thanks for listening.